this is Frater versus Retro, and this is Frater SH, and we are reviewing the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original NES Ninja Turtles. That is a game I had when I was a kid, and this is a game that is sort of renowned for in different ways. It's a toughie. It's very hard, and it kind of if I had to rate it, I would say it's okay. Like there's a part of me that wants to say good, because there's a part of me that has nostalgia, and that can be bad. Nostalgia, in my opinion, generally is bad because a lot of times it's a lot of rose-colored glasses. The reality is this game had some bad enemy spawn issues. Where a lot of it, and maybe some hit detection issues. The computer was a fairly cheap, was extremely cheap, and it's I haven't played this in 20 years. I have really not played this in probably maybe 25 years, maybe a lot more. And it's I'll be honest with you, the Ninja Turtles arcade game was really what it was all about to me, and but this was okay. So you would ask, okay, it's a fairly negative review, right? Well, not all. Now this is what I'm kind of talking about. I don't know if the audio's syncing up right now. You'll notice some issues I'm having. It has to do, like, I'm using like an Xbox 360 controller, and this is on the PC, an emulated version of the game, and I admit that maybe I shouldn't mention this because really I should use an NES controller. I should try to see how the NES controller feels with this. But it's not, the controls are a little not good. Um okay, that wasn't very good there. So yeah, the controls are a little dicey. Um but you know, I don't know. There was a lot of things, but the enemy spawn placement is where I would take a star away. I mean, the game works, but some of the enemy spawn placement and kind of the placement of just where obstacles are is a little dicey and a little weird, and as a kid it would create a lot of frustration, and this was a game that can make you basically feel like you have turrets. Um, I know a person could say, well, I don't know, but I'm being honest about it. This is a very tough game. It is a very hard game, and but what I like is a hard game, but I like a game where, like, for example, here at the 3 minute mark, 3 minute 40 second mark, there's a guy shooting these wave beams at you, and he's just clocking you with this. There's just no way the player can physically duck that without proper space. Now, like in the case of something like Castlevania, you would have ample room to jump over that. You need to be able to jump. I don't know who programmed that. I think here's what I honestly think. There's things they do right with this. They do amazing things right, but they do some amazing things bad with this. And the things they do amazingly bad is so like the thing I do like is I like there is a bit of strategy with it where you can select a different Ninja Turtle for what you want. So like I was coming up with a strategy. Well, one complaint I heard was, well, Raphael is like useless because um he has no um any kind of range in his attack that you have to be super close. Well, he kind of makes a good tank when it comes to that. Like you can have him kind of take some of the cheap hits, and then the better turtles, like the better turtles, you can actually have them you can actually have them actually kind of like take the hits, but then you have the better turtles actually take on the bigger enemies and take on, be able to use them strategically, and as a kid I wasn't, I was kind of like slow. I kind of didn't realize that kind of stuff. There's like I said, there's positives to this game, but there's a lot of negatives. I mean, the AVGN review that everybody remembers the most, it's justified mainly because the reason it's so justified is because this game can basically, as a kid, give you turrets. I mean, it can make you be really sweary and angry, and like what the heck? Like like right there, those is like mantises. There's these mantises, and they like dive bomb you, and there's like some angles where there is this like level right here, and like I was like, what the heck, man? I was like freaking out. Like I don't remember these frogmen coming at me, and I was like, what the heck, dude? And like I will be honest with you, maybe that's another positive I can give this game. There's a lot of variety as far as enemies. Yeah, they're not from the actual um, cartoon, but I mean, there's a lot of variety as far as the kind of enemies attack you. But like right there, you saw the frogman. I went back into the same area, and it just spawned a whole different set of people, a whole set of enemies. I was actually kind of like going, well, wait a minute, I don't know if that enemy was supposed to spawn as a normal enemy. I think because later on in this like sewer level here, um, there's a part that that character is almost like a mini boss. So, but the game is it's so out there. It's so all over the place. It really has no standards. It's just sort of like, whatever, So like, well, yeah, like right there, that frog, that frog was being like, like a mini boss and stuff, and so yeah, there's a good variety of villains. You got these fire, like Human Torch type characters, and really, that's not really a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. I mean, that there's a lot of good things you could say, but it's like I said, I think the problem I was having though is like I don't know. I think the controls are a little wonky. Control sensitivity isn't that good. It's probably they kind of threw this game together. It's I mean, it was kind of a breath of fresh air to do this game after Action 52, though. I mean, Action 52, like I know I like when I filmed it, it makes it look like I was just doing one game a day or something like that, and you don't understand. It was like a 2 hours, 2, 3, 4 hours of just filming that stuff, and it was just horrible, and it makes you actually makes you feel depressed because it's just because when you play video games you shouldn't be purposely trying to find the worst games. You should at least either find okay games or you should find the best. And Action 52 was just absolutely horrendously bad. But I won't lie, this game's got problems. I mean, it's got spawn placement problems. It's got controls that have some issues. Like I said, I was using an Xbox 360 controller, so there's a possibility that that's the issue. That maybe the actual NES controller, is probably better, but I don't I don't know. I'm just saying. But and the next show will have Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. I know someone could say, well, what's the point of playing that when you could play the arcade game? And that's true. But that's what I actually owned that game. And that game kind of meant a lot to me at the time because at the time there was no real proper adaptation of the arcade game. And it wouldn't be actually for years. It would be actually for really until the Xbox 360 where they finally had a version of it. That I mean commercially that is. This is I realize this is supposed to be like I'm stuck in the year 2011 and well I'm actually doing this off of like a collection that just came out and it's a really good collection. Like you can look at the boxes, you can even look at like comic book covers, but this so it's like these games were pretty decent in their own way. But I'm just saying is that I think it depends on who you are. I mean, I would actually if someone went to me and says, "I think this game sucks," I would totally wouldn't. I would not be defensive. You would be like, "Why? You say it's kind of okay. Why would you not defend it?" And it's like it's very hard game. Okay, it's a very hard and flawed game, and what it is the flaws don't help the player. Um, so because I played this so intensely as a kid, there's an enemy at like I think like the 12-minute mark. I'm trying to I can't synchronize this perfectly as with the audio, so I don't know if I there's a kind of yellowish kind of enemy floating in the air with an eyeball in the middle. For some reason as a kid I that used to make me think of pierogies. So it was kind of weird because when I saw that enemy, I hadn't seen it in years. It brought that memory back and made me hungry for pierogies. That's really weird. And it's just weird as a kid how you like relate things to certain shapes and stuff. Like, and I really gotta state, I really hate these enemies that shoot the waves at you because the waves that shoot at you are so fast and it really is hard. You really can't like avoid that. So I start getting kind of reckless when I'm playing this now because I'm sort of like there's just so many enemies where it's almost impossible not to take a hit of some kind. Um, there are probably people who've really figured this out. Like they can do speed runs and stuff like that, but it's hard. You really. I think what I think the only thing I can think of on the top of my head that could really help is you need to what you need to do is you need to get a secondary item like the boomerangs, the shurikens, and the ninja stars, and and make sure to not use that until you absolutely have to. And that is it. Okay, folks, that was a great review. I really liked playing that game. That was great. That was great. It was great to see you play something you kind of like. Kind of like. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of, that's not a perfect game, Peter Graves. We can do a little Power Glove Congress here. Oh yeah, remember when we used to do that? Yeah, Pookapi Adams. We used to do Power Glove Congresses at one point before we became a comedy show. Um, I guess we always were a comedy show, but well, let's be honest. Yeah, it was fun. Playing that game. I felt good. But it's a flawed game. It's a flawed game. Well, sometimes flaws are nice. Well, you would know, Pookapi Adams, about flaws. You would know about the flaws, man. But yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so we've been waiting here for a little while. This has been a couple hours. I mean, Gregory Peck's been in there with the you mean I must quote the other day, quote unquote, uh, peace in our time. Yes, peace in our time. I hope Peter Graves, your history. I very sounded history in Wikipedia. Anything. Yeah. Um. Can you do me a favor? Oh yes. You want me to look up something on Wikipedia? Why yes. Now, no insult, Peter Graves. I would prefer the Encyclopedia Britannica online, maybe. But wait a minute. Wait. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, he's getting pissed off, Frater. What have you done? What do you mean? What do you mean? Encyclopedia Britannica. Online. It's my beloved Wikipedia is superior in every way. Anytime a search pops up through Google, it always goes through Wikipedia. There's always a Wikipedia article. Oh man, he's getting fired. Oh man, you better get him back on track here, Raider. We might need a peace treaty just for between the three of us. Okay. Please read it, please. I'm sorry. I apologize. Did you just say you apologize? Yes, I apologize, Peter Graves. Well, of course I gotta accept that. I take your word at that. Okay, so here we go. Peace for Our Time from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Peace in Our Time was a declaration made by British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain in his 30th September 1938. Remarks in London concerning the Munich Agreement and subsequent Anglo-German declaration. The phrase echoed Benjamin Disraeli, who, upon returning from Congress of Berlin in 1878, had stated, "I have returned from Germany with peace for our time." The phrase is primarily redundant. I apologize. Sincerely, it is remembered for its bitter ironic value. Since less than a year after the agreement, Hitler's invasion of Poland began, World War II. It is often misquoted as peace in our time, a phrase already familiar to the British public by its long-standing appearance in the Book of Common Prayer, a passage that book translated from the 7th century hymn, the Pacem Domini. Reads, I love Latin too. Reads, give peace in our time, O Lord, because there is none other that fighteth for us, but only thou, O God. That's beautiful. It is not known how deliberate Chamberlain's use of such a similar phrase was. Chamberlain's aeroplane landed at Heston Aerodrome on 30th September 1938. He spoke to the crowds there the settlement of the Czechoslovakian problem, which now been achieved is, in my view, only the prelude to a larger settlement in which all Europe may find peace. This morning I had talk with the German Chancellor, Herr Graves. Yes. Don't try to say the name of the guy he was talking to, because the site we were on is retarded. It's really retarded, Rainer. You can't even say that name. I mean, what? It's because we're plebs. We're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed. If we're on cable TV, we can make as many of those kinds of jokes as you wanted. I mean, cable TV gets away with a lot of stuff, man. I mean, I saw, I literally saw on Turner Classic Movies, no joke, um, a specific violent scene against a woman in a Clint Eastwood movie. Like, are you serious? Yeah, they didn't edit it. Like, I mean, if this was BitChute, BitChute doesn't exist in 2011. I never heard of that site, Frater. Is it any good? Well, it hasn't apparently come out yet. I'm sorry. Sorry, we are on Blip TV. Okay. Okay, go on. Okay, go on. Just don't say the name. Actually, it says the German Chancellor, right? That's enough. That's enough. Oh, right. I'll protect your website. Thank you. And there, and here is the paper which bears his name upon it, as well as mine. Shows paper to the crowd. Some of you perhaps have already heard what it contains, but I would just like to read it to you. We regard the agreement signed last night and the Anglo-German naval agreement as symbolic of the desire of our two peoples never to go to war with one another again. That didn't really work out too well, I know. Later that day, he stood outside 10 Downing Street, again read the document, and concluded, my good friends, for the second time in our history, a British Prime Minister has returned from Germany, bringing peace with honor. I believe it is peace for our time. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Go home and get a nice, quiet sleep. Man, that makes me feel all comfy inside. I could say that anywhere. I could say that just out loud. And, yeah, it really makes me feel good. Of course, you didn't know in about 2, 3 years, your old city's gonna be bombed. Yeah, I'm sure people don't look fondly well on this speech. It's like that didn't really help us, Mr. Chamberlain. Chamberlain's return was not universally well received, and 15,000 people protested against the Munich Agreement the same day in Trafalgar Square. 3 times more than the number welcomed him at 10 Downing Street. Chamberlain's ongoing manipulation of the BBC caused that news to be largely suppressed. Labour spokesman Hugh Dalton publicly suggested that the piece of paper that Chamberlain was waving was torn from the pages of. Frater, can I say the name? Oh my God. Say my struggle. That's the English version of that. Oh, right, from the pages of my struggle. Are you really serious, Rainer? I'm being really serious. That what it is Pook Uppy Adams is a bot. The bot says no, you are. If you say that name, it demonetizes you. Does all kinds of stuff because it's not friendly for sponsors. And so, Frater, I don't think we need to worry about what. Well, you don't know, man. You don't know the way the algorithm works. We could actually become quite big. We just don't know. I know we make fun of it that no one watches, but the reality is that it may happen that we are watched someday. All right, so sorry, my struggle, disbelieving Chamberlain. That is actually funny when you think about it. they suggested, that the piece of paper that Chamberlain was waving was just from, that book, which doesn't. That's weird. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Disbelieving Chamberlain, Isaac Asimov, published in July 1939 Trends, which mentions a World War in 1940. He wrote, I was too conservative about when war would begin. Cultural references. Peace in Our Time is the title of the 1947 stage play by Noel Coward. Well, that's quite a name I don't want to have. Yeah, my last name is Coward. So then it would be Mr. Coward. Oh, that's tough. That's a tough one. That's hard school days. Hard days. And very little peace in our time with that one. It was set in an alternative 1940. The Battle of Britain has been lost. The Germans have supremacy in the air and the United Kingdom under that occupation. Thank you. Inspired to write this play, or I should also say the occupation of the country that is owned by the German Chancellor. That's better. That's actually better. That's a good way to censor it. Inspired to write this play in 1946 after seeing the effects of the occupation of France, Coward wrote, I began to suspect the physical effect of 4 years intermediate bombing is far less damaging to the intrinsic character of a nation than the spiritual effect of 4 years of enemy occupation. Enemy in Our Time is a 1984 satirical song by Elvis Costello with references Chamberlain. I was never a fan of Costello. He was always on Saturday Night Live. It wasn't that he wasn't very good. It was just sort of blah. Which references Chamberlain is featured in the album Goodbye Cruel World. Okay. I wouldn't ever pick up one of his albums. And I don't, you know what? It's funny. No one ever mentions anything about Elvis Costello. Okay. Monty Python, it apparently says in 1969, the funniest joke in the world sketch references Britain's pre-war joke and shows an image of Chamberlain holding up the Munich Agreement paper. Well, that's enough. Yeah, the whole point is that Gregory Peck is not keeping up with history here, but we've spent a lot of time talking about just this. While we were waiting on Gregory Peck, we got to talk about something. I see him coming out. I see him coming out. Oh my God, he's coming out. And he's waving the paper in his hand. He's waving the paper in his hand. Wait, I can hear him. He's yelling out loud. I have peace. I have peace in our time. I have peace. I have peace in our time. Did he just say I have pizza in our time? No, I don't have pizza. Well, we can get some pizza later. Crackdown Ohio's best pizza. Let me drink some first. I'm tired. Okay. So, we have peace in our time, guys. It's done. Well, it's not quite done. We still got to sign off on this. But I will be honest. Do you want me just to go ahead and sign it? I mean, it's so good. I mean, we got it. Guys, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're really good. Now, wait a minute. You haven't even begun to talk. Wait. So the contract negotiation, the peace treaty negotiation. Wait, it's not done, is it? You just gotta sign the paper. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Mr. Don Matrick has been an absolute gentleman in all this. And what about the Black Scorpion? He was absolutely a gentleman as well. He's very much a man like myself. Let's just say that much. Let's say that much. Okay. Peter Graves, you got. Well, of course. we have to talk about this. There's conditions, obviously. That's what we got to get into. Things we agree with. That's what we should talk about. Gregory Peck. We got Mr. Spock over here. We got Mr. Spock here. He's Mr. Fancy Pants. I want to really see all the conditions here. You freaking nerd. Well, I don't mean he's being a nerd. I just mean regardless. I mean, what are we agreeing to? Yeah. It's kind of weird. You just seem to be kind of like, well, let's just go with it, sign it. Don't look at the paper. Well, we gotta, guys, listen. We gotta sign it to find out what's in it later. Oh, no. Oh, no. Even though this is supposed to be 2011. Well, wait, I think that already did happen. I think with Nancy Pelosi and all that. And I, 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 I don't know. I'm having hard memories. Just trying to remember last year, Frater. I don't know about politics. I just know this is a horrible year with Obama and all that. Ah, yeah, we're back in the Obama years. He sucks. Um, okay. I wouldn't like be bashing that too hard. The Xbox brand might not like that, Frater. Oh look. Let's just get on with this. Okay, just saying. Okay, so we have peace in our time, but yes, there are conditions on my side and metric on your side. I mean, the Frater versus Retro. Come on, just relax. We're all sitting down. Oh yeah, I'm sitting down. I got my grape juice. Hey, and you don't forget your sippy cup. Oh, I got the sippy cup. Okay. And you ready, Peter Gritter? Oh, of course, I'm ready. I've been having my investigations into the Black Scorpion and Graves, would you just back off? I don't want to hurt you. Well, wait, why you threaten me with violence? Okay, you guys. All right. So here are the conditions. For the Frater versus Retro, Frater SH remains host. Do you agree? Because Don Matrick has agreed to this. I agree. Okay, check mark. I agree. Frater SH is a good host. He stays as host. Well, that's thank you very much. Well, that's good. I agree too. Yeah. I agree. Even good host. Okay. So on Don Matrick's side, okay, you're not gonna like this, but like I said, and I should say this before we go any further. Anything that isn't agreed upon by us, that means instantly the ceasefire's off. Oh, what? Oh no, Freda, that means yeah, I ain't to tell you, Frater, but I'm noticing a huge buildup of those security robots outside. Just ain't. Oh no, Frater, I gotta say, the last fight was very dicey. It was very close. We struggled to really fight those things off. If I'm looking outside now, and Pukapi Adams is quite right. There might be twice what we fought yesterday. Probably because during this whole time when we were having this peace treaty, it was actually giving Don Matrick time to rebuild his robots that we destroyed. Oh no, that's right. That's right. We're in a pickle, and we need to submit. Now we can be negotiating here, but I think we need to look in the mirror here. Okay. But I would like to let you know there might be a plan. I have a. Oh, I'm sure there's no plan. How do you fight that? How do you fight that? Okay. Calm down. Okay, so Matrick gets the studio, and he agrees to this. I think we need to understand that's the studio is just a building, and it wouldn't be the last time. I'm sure we would have to like move the show. So I say yes. Okay, that's a check mark. We agree. Don Matrick gets the studio. He wins on that one, and I agree myself. When he told me about it, I totally agree that that this is the Xbox brand. So okay, so the next, look, I just want to say, that I know it sounds like submitting when I agree to that, but it's like I think we need to come and admit that we're just overwhelmed, and it might be best to just it'd be better to leave safely out of this condition and you know subsist or whatever that word is to continue this war against this crazy Xbox president. That's wise. That's very wise. So the next condition that I negotiated for the Frater versus Retro is that the Frater versus Retro gets to keep its theme song, which is very important because we don't want to end up with the Xbox music and all that, and that's a good point. He agrees. He agrees. Don Matrick agrees. You get to keep our beloved theme song. Do you agree, Gosh? I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, of course I agree. Well, there you go. That's a check mark. We're peace in our time, guys. Peace in our time. We can do this. On Don Matrick's side, now it's just gonna blow your mind. He wants to leave you guys alone. He wants to leave. Well, he wants to leave. He says, "I will leave Frater H alone," and Peter Graves, and yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's so good. You really meant me. Well, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, you're part of that too. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, well, that's a check mark. We're moving on. We're making progress. Okay, this is. Oh, well, that's some nervous laughter. Yes, I don't think I like that. I've become to really hate that laugh now because it usually means that he's very his anxiety is built up because he's doing something bad. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Tell us what is it? He wants. I asked him, can I be the Xbox vice president? The Xbox vice president. Frater, think about it. Makes sense. One of us is on the inside. That's protection. You can be the host. I could be the vice president of Xbox. It's and guess what? You're gonna think it's nuts for. He agrees. He agrees, Frater. He agrees. He agrees. Do you agree? No. Do you agree? You agree, Graves and PECK and Pugapi Adams? Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, sure, whatever. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I agree. That's a good old check mark. But I gotta be asking though. Like that's really making me ask some questions though. Remember, we gotta sign the paper to find out what's in it. What do you mean? Well, first off, Gregory Peck. I mean, first off, Mr. Peck. First off, that gives you a great measure of power. It does. Uh, but I mean, is like, I'm just a podcast host, okay? Like, my power doesn't match that. So, technically, that's your way of becoming host in a way. Raider, I think he's trying to bamboozle you. Uh, Frater, I must regard that this is getting dangerous. It's getting very dangerous, and uh, I will warn you that it looks like we're losing the show to Don Matrick and everything. Uh, as far as Mr. Peck, I am afraid to say that he is not as he seems. You're going out of control. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna slam you down. No, no, no. Stop, stop, stop. Pook up, behold, Peck back. You retard. Don't touch me. Okay. Peace in our time, or. Well, all right. But it sounds like you're disagreeing. You know, I told you about disagreement. Okay, you sound kind of sinister right there. All right, what's his next thing? All right, all right. Um, oh boy, he wants to stop retro reviews. Whoa. Oh, Raider, that's the namesake of the show. We're not reviewing retro games. We're not really Raider versus Retro. Well, yeah, that's true. That might mean there's a rebranding. Oh, Frater, I'm telling you, we're being destroyed systematically here, and we're basically being forced to agree with that destruction. This is rough. But we're at war, and we don't know how we're gonna handle against those security robots. But look, after playing the Action 52, that Action 52 was terrible, Frater. I mean, let's be honest. What happens if I just keep challenging you to play games like that? I mean, our audience is getting hurt here because they can't handle that anymore. They want the good stuff. They want Mario and Mario 64. They don't, and Ocarina of Time. They don't want Action 52. Now, wait a minute here. There's something I'm going to expose. Is this something you've been planning the whole year? Like, your whole plan is to sell us out to Xbox? I hate where you get that from. Frater, you're making a good point here. He's, well, you realize what he's doing here. Yeah, well, basically what he's done is he did well, of course he wanted to take over as host. That's always been his goal. But what he's doing with this is he was basically, see, the show actually started really well when it came to the retro stuff. But then all of a sudden, guys, he did this thing where he's trying to usurp power from me and challenge me. Now, I had to take the challenge because, otherwise it makes me look weak. And that's his goal. Well, it was just a little jest, It wasn't like you gotta do it or else. Well, yeah, but it makes me look weak. See, the thing is whoever you are, you're trying to play on the memory of who I had of Gregory Peck. And yes, Peck used to challenge people, but not to this level. He usually would give you a little challenge, and if you went with it, he's like, okay, cool. But he didn't keep on. This is like a very deep plot. And what it is what you did is you burned out the retro games on this channel. And then what it is you are selling the show out to Don Matrick because probably Xbox wants an official podcast. Or how, of course, Frater, we are the official brand, official podcast, official gaming podcast of Xbox. We are, and it's Frater versus Xbox. How's that for a rebranding? Frater versus Xbox. Well, I play a lot of Xbox. See, it's a glove that fits. Frater, this is some major wrangling, and he would be the vice president, and that means we would be basically getting marching orders from him. Wow, this is amazing. Yeah, this is really conniving. Uh, I don't like my authority being challenged like this. Your authority, buddy. You have no authority. But I hate to say this, getting back on track here, because we got to kind of finish up on this. As far as stopping retro reviews, I have to say, you know what? Yes, I agree. Oh, it's a check mark. We agree. Yes, good. We peace in our time. Peace in our time. But, with that, like I said, is the comment that the retro reviews got ruined because of the Action 52 stuff. Because instead of just doing like an hour or two of Action 52 and get it out of our systems, it became this year-long thing that ruined the retro review sections into these 1 minute, 2 minute reviews of nothingness. It was absolutely horrible reviews, because there isn't literally much to say, because they're really bad games. I almost hate to say it, I want to almost fire you. What? You can't. I'm part of the Big Four. You can't do that. It's legendary. Wait a minute. Uh-oh, there's something wrong here. Wait a minute. Raider, he says legendary. How does he know that? Yeah, because this is supposed to be 2011. We literally just started this show like a little over a year ago in 2010. So how would he know that it's going to be like, well, at least legendary to our own hearts, I should say. Well, I'm just an old man, just old man. Yeah, oh yeah, the prostate, right? Yes, I had a tough prostate, but I don't have to go to the bathroom. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll just let you know every time he goes to the bathroom, the black scorpion appears. So just kind of our investigations have proved that. Okay, so you agree to stop retro reviews. I agree, because there isn't really. I mean, I feel like that's burned out anyways, and the retro angry reviews are burned out on YouTube. So really we should just move on with modern games and indie games and have fun with that. What's next? Well, there's no more conditions. Oh yeah, well there's a free Frater and Graves, and I Dan Matrick agrees. He's gonna free you and Graves. And, okay. Um, I agree. Yeah, of course I want to be free. I don't know why you didn't mention Pugapi Adams yet. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Peace in our time. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. Okay, check mark. Yes, peace in our time. No more wars. No more wars. Okay, Matrick does want the Frater versus Retro as the new Xbox podcast. This is a major promotion from a Bush League show with still images to a major podcast, major news on Halo and Fable, and that would mean yes, that's right. We would have what's his name there? You mean uh, uh, what's his name? This is not good for the negotiations here. But the guy from Fable and Lionhead Studios. But this would be a major move for us, Frater. I do admit that. That would be. And uh, I would you that we won't have much say in anything anymore, Frater. It's the Xbox. Microsoft will be our main employer, and we won't own the show anymore. And you'll notice he hasn't brought anything up about ownership. Uh, but the whole show has been just us basically. Look, if we're free, you and me, Peter, are free. That means we could start a show somewhere else and just name it something else. Uh, guys, don't get all depressed. I mean, I'm just saying is you guys can just achieve so much with the Microsoft brand. We could do promos on the Connect, and the Connect. Here we go. Connectimals 3 and 4. They're making sequels, guys. I hate to spoil. They're gonna even make a Connectimals Elder Scrolls brand. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Do you want to finally? So that's a check mark. Yes, yes. We're tired of fighting. We understand. We're outgunned. We're outmuscled. We just want to get this over with. Yeah, it's too much fighting. We can't handle it anymore. I mean, corporations always literally win. They do win. They actually do win. But they are merciful. Oh, so merciful. Oh, so merciful. I love it. Okay, so we at a check mark, Mr. Matrick. There's the new Xbox podcast. There's and that's it, right? And that's peace in our time, right? Wow. One more thing Don Matrick wants. Now, remember I said you and Graves are free. Yeah, that's good. So you mean we won't be turned into Kinects? Yes, plans have been changed. This is the official Xbox show, the official Xbox podcast. You, Frater SH, our host. You are not going to be turned into a Kinect camera. Peter Graves, you will be the co-host, and that's some good stuff. Looking at Pooh Guppy Adams here, you've not mentioned anything about him. Well, actually, what? Oh, I'm getting bad feelings here. Matrick isn't going to give up on the idea of a human connect. Gregory Peck, tell me the bad news. All right. Don Matrick wants us to give him Pooh Guppy Adams, and there's no negotiations on that at all. He's gonna turn Pooh Guppy Adams into a Connect camera. Oh no! Oh no! That's such a weird fate for somebody like me. That's terrible. No. That's an X. No, Frater, please think about this. No, will be war immediately. The consequences are grave, right? Peter Graves is grave. I disagree. I stand for Pooh Guppy Adams. He's a weird man, a weird, strange man. But I, Peter Graves, stand by Pooh Guppy Adams and say no to Don Matrick. Yeah, and you know what? Those other things are stupid too. I mean, no, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight to the end. This is an insult against Don Matrick and myself and all the work I put into this peace negotiation. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to take this paper. That's an X. I put an X. There will be no peace in our time. I will come back to Don Matrick immediately. Well, that was the longest segment we ever done. Well, he's also going over there, and well, I can say thank you two for backing me up there. Well, yeah, Pooh Guppy Adams, we're not gonna let you become a Kinect camera, but oh boy, I hate to tell you this. All of a sudden, the Black Scorpion has appeared. Oh no, the Black Scorpion, and it's the real Black Scorpion this time. Right, that's a really fascinating thing. Oh no.
Oh no. So you won't agree to the peace negotiations. That means, of course, I told Don Matrick, no, do not have the battle robots attack right now. We are going to have a challenge, and I've talked about a challenge for a long time. Frater SH, I challenge you to write a fictional book within 24 hours.
Freda, Freda, you only write non-fictional books about the paranormal and the occult and weird things and religion and things like that. You, you've never been able to fully do a fictional book. This is bad, man. I have never done a fictional book with. I've finished anything actually.
That's certainly correct, etc., etc. You're going down, and you only have 24 hours. By next show, I expect to see a manuscript. And that's it. Ha ha.
Click. Well, that's it. Well, I see Gregory Peck coming back over disappointed, but I just saw that, and I hope you guys are proud. Shall we play more Two Worlds then? Yeah, we're playing more Two Worlds, and then afterwards I gotta get writing. All right, tap, tap, tap. That Mavish speaking stuff. You got all that training. That'll help you out with your fast fingers. You got only 24 hours. Or Black Scorpion's taking control of the show, and you're all gonna be turned into connects as well as myself. Be very proud of what you did. Okay, guys. Okay. So some more Two Worlds, Mr. Peck. All right. Yep. Some more Two Worlds silliness. Yep. So, well, that peace treaty, huh? Well, we're not talking about that. Well, we got a good old Two Worlds here, guys. You know, last episode we covered a lot of the silliness. The character silliness, and do we go for the beginning again? Sheesh. Yeah. Yeah, I on PC I can't figure out how to get through this beginning really easy, really fast. So, well, so the death of Azrael kind of became infested with the taint. That's kind of gross. The taint. It became infested with the taint. Yeah, that's very gross. Look at the Thelmont. Thelmont. Or Thoughtmont. Oh no, you'll have a bunch of Twitch thoughts running around. A bunch of Twitch thoughts and like gym wear. You know, and you'll have a bunch of guys running after them. Like here, take my money. I love you. I love you so much. Please be my girlfriend. Well, the way it kind of would work is that probably all the Twitch thoughts would be like in a Pope mobile. It would be in a Pope mobile, and it would be like a vending machine, like you can put your money in, and the thought gets the money, and she's all happy and stuff, and she kind of like waves at you and stuff, and sometimes in like the little Pope mobile, she'll have like a little bathtub, a hot tub, and stuff inside this like traveling container and stuff, and you can go up and put money in there, And what it'll do is like your name will pop up or something like, oh, like, hey, Jonathan gave Haley $200. Like, what a happy little simp he is. Yeah, he's like all the Twitch thoughts, just enjoying all the money from you. That's right, and you're gonna have to work double shifts to make sure that she's happy. This is really sad. It is very sad. Now what's going on in the game is that this is the quest that's going to help you to get a horse. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to some cave, and my character is looking like Crash Helmet Pete again. I am so sorry. You're going to go to a cave, fight some bandits. It's not that hard. After you take them out, then this guy will repay you and give you a horse. So then, and that horse is like, he's very, very flawed horse, but it's your horse, but show this is like the origins of like what was it? Yeah, I forgot if it's like Jimmy the horse or something like that. The horse is very hard to control. It it's hard to explain. It kind of like it automatically kind of walks in one direction. You can and then you could press like and up to make it like go faster, and then it will. But like it's not like Skyrim. Like Skyrim, if you get on a horse, or Oblivion, you can with with the controller you can actually physically control it. It's kind of like it keeps walking on its own, and so you have to sort of steer it with the controller, and it's not very intuitive. It's really not very good. And now we're fighting wolves. Good thing is it's very easy to get away from everything unless you go on top of a hill and slow down too much. But pretty much nothing could really like stuff could chase you around, but they unless you physically stop, they can't hit you. You know, and trust me, pretty much you can be the weakest character, and as long as you keep moving, you're not going to get hit. You just gotta make sure that there's no range attacks coming at you. That's where that you can get nailed. But now you're heading towards that cave I mentioned, and you're gonna head and run down to that cave, and there's a few wolves down that way. I can't remember if it's bandits or animal, wolves or something you fight, but I think it's bandits. And of course, you gotta be careful not to get stuck here, because that can happen. Yeah, that can happen. Try to make your way down without, damaging yourself. Oh, there you go. Got down there without hurting yourself. Then start challenging these bandits, and then once you finish that quest, then then you've earned yourself a horse, and that's the good stuff. That's good. Yep, that's the good stuff. Okay, we are doing commentary on Two Worlds. This is a game that is quite fascinating, quite disappointing, and at the same time, there is an element of some proper RPG in it. It's got some very funny voiceovers and stuff, and I think as far as comedy, oh yeah, I mean it's definitely good. I mean, yeah, I mean this game is so goofy, it's so silly. Yeah, it's definitely very. It takes itself very seriously, but it's got some very kind of funky kind of voiceovers. Like this is basically the PC version, and you need to understand. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the history of this game. Like at the time, I had I had Oblivion for the Xbox 360. I had Oblivion, and I had Fable 2. But this game kind of came out of nowhere, and then it was sort of like that was the first time I really like had a game that was kind of disappointing for my system, because it hyped itself to being so much of this and that, and then really no, it was a game that was fairly disappointing in itself. And um I'm just setting things up here to get things just right. And um well, I mean, it's like I said, I think it's, there's times where I actually like it, and then but then I can see, it promised too much out of itself and hyped itself up too much. Yeah, this is this game's a weird one. Like I don't know, Frater, is his anatomy all right with his arm? His arms seem a little stubby. I don't know. I mean, usually they say, a head is like 3 arms in length, so maybe he's okay. Well, oh wait, you can actually like you can actually adjust how long his arms are. So yeah, I guess if you wanted to straighten him out, there you go. He's like Stretch Armstrong or something. He's Inspector Gadget. Didn't you have an Inspector Gadget toy? Yeah, I had one, and that toy was awesome. I thought that was some of the most awesome toys back then. Because you can stretch. Well, okay, now we got this cutscene used to make me laugh so hard, because at one point his sister falls off the horse, and he says, "But it is just a flesh wound," and I couldn't even believe that he would say that. Although nowadays I don't find that line funny at all, because everybody says it. Like, "Oh, it's just a flesh wound, a Monty Python, ha ha, it's just a flesh wound," and it's like, dude, the more you say something, the less funny it gets. It's so much better when like I actually love that. I always like to. I even said to someone once that, like, when it comes to Monty Python, I'll like purposely like find the sketches that nobody talks about, because there's so many they did in the time they did that show, that like, nobody even talks about nudge nudge anymore, like nudge nudge, wink wink, say no more. They don't even say that anymore. I mean, I think I come up with all kinds of the different, sketches, all the time. Nobody ever mentions, but oh no, the Monty Python and the Holy Grail is the only thing people like quote anymore of it. I almost gotta argue, it's almost a forgotten show in a weird way, like, not because of the movie. Show this guy. He's just kind of coming out, and he's like, Where's my shish? Where's my side piece? What? Well, there was a lot of incest back then, Frater. Well, if it's an incest couple, they'll end up having a little Ewok for a child. I used to say that. several months later, and this is funny too, because like we're not making any progress here. We keep cutting at the grass here. This Skype, it keeps going through the grass. And then here's bald-headed chief man. I'm a man. I'm a man of pride here, but my farming tools don't work. Now I'm coming into town. Gonna see what there is. Coming into town. See what there is and what there is to do. And here's David Icke. Here's David Icke. Here's David Icke. Uh, that's right. My name is David Icke. Nobody mentions David Icke anymore. I have a couple of his books. He was kind of wild. Uh, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. Now wait a minute. People couldn't read back. That's a good point. Most people are illiterate. They would be like, "What the hell does this say?" I don't know. There is no such thing as grade school. I'm struggling to figure it all out. My face is struggling with this. I think we're all our faces are struggling with this. It's like hi, my name's Mr. Big Body. Mr. Big, my name is Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket, put your balls in my mouth. Mr. Bucket. Oh, like all their bodies are bigger in their heads, and they did try to do some things to kind of polish the PC up a little more, over time, but it's still kind of there. You can still see all the sort of the problems they had with the animations and stuff. And the voiceovers, you could clearly tell they didn't probably have like they may have had just local actors maybe at best to do voiceover work for the game. And that's right. My name's David Icke, and you gotta go into this building, and you gotta do the thing. You gotta go in. You gotta just do the thing. You gotta do your thing. Okay, so yeah, we're going into this like now this place. I'm gonna let you know this place does not look that bad because this is the PC version. When I played this on console, when I played this on Xbox 360, it looked like PlayStation 1, guys. Oh no. Yeah, yeah, and like I had like Oblivion, which was in a beautiful game, and it didn't look like this, guys. It looked a lot worse. Like it looked janky and degraded, and and it had like fog behind that gate. There was like a fog behind that gate and stuff. And oh yeah, it was a mess. It was a real freaking mess, dude. Um and like I was kind of like, kind of playing around with this going like this is not Oblivion on steroids. And there was like back in the day I remember like some fanboys that were like they would get mad at you if you made fun of this because they were like really believing this was actually a really competent RPG. And I would say if it wasn't for the graphics, I would say it's fairly good. I mean, it has got some good RPG systems going on. I will say that to you, but I'm just saying is don't just understand that this is this is a this is kind of weird, dude. I mean, it's kind of it's just a kind of a gothic ripoff. It's I don't know. I don't blame anyone for ripping on it though. But I'm just but I will definitely tell you I mean I kind of like it in a way, but I just don't know. But it's a good game to stream though cuz it's like something if you want to rip on, but then you got something decent under the hood that's at least an RPG. And And yeah. I mean, well, at least you know you got that. I mean, but this is a strange game, isn't it? It's a strange game, but you know, the real. I think some of it runs better on PC because that's what it was originally made for. But here's a little known fact about the console version. Once I told you Two Worlds on console is the only console game to ever exist where you can actually open up the console and you can basically hack the game and do anything you want. Well, how, really? Yeah, yeah. It's not like you're thinking, oh, you mean a cheat menu? No, on PC, you open up a console and then you can kind of just type in any kind of variables to change things in the world. Like like there's so much of this, so much of that. I mean, I literally could make my own camp and town in the middle of nowhere. I can make my own town just by spawning things to appear. Yeah, you could actually end up crashing the game with that, but there was times I could actually make a dragon actually appear in the middle of a city. Yeah, it wouldn't attack anybody, but it would, it would be something to fight and stuff, and that was kind of fun. And yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you could see some things where they really had a heart for the game and they were trying to do some things, but I mean, at least it's on like Action 52, but again, I'm sure there are people like that. They go, I have this idea. I got this idea of the perfect RPG video game. And then when they start to do it and they realize, well, holy crap, making a video game's hard. And it's like, yeah, it's really hard. It's very hard stuff. It takes a lot of experience, and if what you don't know, you better go out and find someone who can. Don't go to some college and say, "Oh, who's your latest graduates?" Because they may have some experience from working in that class, but if you think that they're going to make the next Skyrim, yeah, I don't think they're ready to do that yet. They're going to need to, they're going to need to start small and work their way up. So the problem I had is like I always wanted to get into some kind of game development, but then the problem is my ADHD doesn't give me the the patience to sit there and code. Like I remember was watching someone showing how to do like C++, and I was like, I'm like, a part of me is like, this is awesome, and at the same time, another part of me is like, this is boring. I don't got any patience for this, and then that was just the way it was. It was like, it was sort of like, there was sometimes I would try to ignore that voice in a way, but it was like, it's kind of like, if a car could have a conscience and it realizes, yeah, I would love to go on a road trip, but I don't have any gas. It's kind of the way it is. Like that's the problem when you're not getting enough neurons to your brain. It's tough. But back to this game, I feel like they're like I started the review, started the playthrough being kind of rough on it, and I am. I like when the camera pans on. Yeah, yeah, right there. Yeah, when you have the camera pan on his face, he's all cross-eyed and kind of weird. And hey, my name is Mr. Bubbles, and I'm on a quest. I'm on a quest to find my sister. And I was just, and it's not their fault. They were trying. They're trying to make a really cool open world RPG. Kind of their own version of Gothic. You gotta give them credit for that. But it just is what it is. It's not ever something's gonna like improve. It's But the good news is on PC, and it is much more friendly towards mouse and towards using a mouse and a controller. Actually, for example, there's all this stuff you can do to make potions and using alchemy and the ingredients. That seems I never when I had the console version, I never understood that, but but when I was playing this and making this footage, I was kind of going, "Hey, oh, okay, now I get it. That's really cool, you know." And I think they were trying, you know. But yeah, yeah. But the thing is goofy. It's a very strange game, you know. I like I said, I think the PC version's a lot better. But you know, you need to remember when I played this on console, and it was a lot more broken on console than it was on PC. PC they were at least able to keep patching it, but they thing about this guys, imagine you need to understand the developers of this game actually physically apologized for this game. They actually physically apologized for it because it wasn't it wasn't, you know, yeah, the game just had problems. Now, here's my favorite part when you talk to this guy. Is he looks like Pook Up Yams. Oh, yeah, I, as village elder, that mean we want to bring you in the payment, you would not return to the village. Oh, well, I should back there to pray? Oh, no, good morning, left, they asked for you. Oh, people, tell me more. Swiftly now. Warriors, hard ones, not very friendly. One of them stayed to await your return. Oh, ha! Frater, I hate to tell you this, but I don't think this is going to sync up well. So it's going to just. No, I'm doing it anyway. Okay? Where I come from, no one pays unless forced to. No, what name? Thelmore, we honor good work. Pierre, I have much to learn of Thalmont. Would you return with me? No, but that stuff's Frater. He should have been here a long time ago. Mayhap, a friend of yours? No, but he was something which I searched for a long time ago. Pray to me, friend, exactly where I can find him. He's in the south of the village. Marilogic, many refused. Let's see. Since Skeleton rule without more being a fire and going things have gone bad. Every village is isolated now. Could you be why I hired me? Then I just go. Skeleton, the leader of the ruling house, concerned himself with these rebels. He learned to solve our own problems. I saw no patrols on the roads. The guards are raid the rebels, hold their gargoyle, gain power, and his Garga plans all over the mountains. Oh man, do you not fear the orcs? I have never seen an orc in my life. Grab the maintenance, or the playing and the skeleton house men are the worst. The bandits here, putting in the work in the mines, and they think you're at the odds with the rebels. Who are the rebels? Older Gargar was the ruler of Thalmor, but needing the King Emery ordered him to hand over his skeleton horse. 5 years ago that was. We all fought yet, seen the last of it, but then he returned again. I think Pookapi Adams ran out of cash. Oh, Pookapi Adams. That's that inhale voice. He can't do it for very long moments of time. This is a lot of text. Oh, poor guy. He's now out on the floor. Oh, he tried his best, Frater. And this is a game he's looked forward to for many years, hasn't it? Yeah, it is. We've all waited a long time for this. Why do you got your torch out? It's like broad daylight. That's a good question, actually. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. And now and go hunt some wolves and stuff. And don't get me wrong. I think I kind of like some of the combat a little bit. It's kind of strange. That guy just killed all those wolves. Well, then we can take the ingredients from it. Yeah, and I think some of that could actually be used with some of the ingredients. Okay, and kind of walking around, singing a song, side by side. Walking. I just go. Oh no! This, this guy just kind of like died. Oh no! Oh no! Well, well, that means that there's probably like a gang up ahead, and gonna have to take them out, man. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. Boy. So, yeah, so, there's like a lot of different things to level up. There's, um, all kinds of magic. There's all kinds of everything in this game. And it's not perfect. Well, of course, sometimes it was very deeply flawed, but this is a much more patched version, so it's just not as bad. I actually think this is not that bad of a game, really. So, okay. We're gonna be making fun of, we're gonna be making fun of a lot of things. So, what the heck was that? I don't know. Yeah, I'll say like those monuments there where you can get resurrected there and stuff. Trust me, you'll get used to seeing those things a lot because you'll get clobbered a lot, especially in the early days of being low leveled and stuff. Okay, now we're fighting these bandits, and you pretty much just gotta kind of pick at them and stuff. And but you gotta watch it because like at first like you can't take a lot, so you gotta kind of draw these guys out a little bit. Kind of draw them out a little bit and draw them out and shoot fireballs at them and stuff. And then I think, are you putting down traps or something? I think I was actually. I had never tried that before, so I was kind of like, yeah, I got some of these traps, so I might try that. Of course, if you think about the advantage of fighting them right by the monument, you wouldn't have to worry about dying. Yeah, just keep getting resurrected at the same spot over and over. Uh, yeah, I mean, look, I'll say it too. If I had to say a more positive things, this game has a lot of dialogue. I mean, there's by the third by our last playthrough, there should be a point where there's like tons of dialogue. There's like this one elder you're gonna meet in his home, this prophet, and he'll just tell you the history of everything. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And I actually think probably whoever this guy was, he was probably like some kind of local community actor or something like a little local theater actor or something, because I thought the way he delivered his lines was pretty good and stuff like that, but a lot of stuff, a lot of the voiceovers and stuff, you can kind of tell, sometimes not all of it's like, you know, super professional, but it's not that bad. But I think like with the PC version, like I was making progress with it as far as the main story. What are you doing? Like kicking dirt in the air? Yeah, this is one of the few games where you can actually kick dirt in the enemy's face. That is so innovative. I mean, most wouldn't even think of doing that. Like sort of like what's the point of that? But it's like, well, you can fight dirty. You know, Usually what I do is I'll shoot fireballs at them, and that'll help to weaken them down, and then I can kind of pick them off and stuff. Actually, it's good too because it helps to kind of gain experience with with magic, fire magic. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the thing too is like the thing this game does well. It does also armor very well, and it does like swords and weapons really well. And you can just keep you can really get overpowered over time. But I like the monument because it really kind of cheats. Yeah, it kind of is a cheat in a way, and I know like some people when they're making these games, they're like, "Well, you can't do that. It's considered kind of overpowered. It's considered kind of overpowered. It's kind of considered cheating." Did you ever think that maybe that's considered actually fun? What I didn't consider it is actually fun. I didn't. Actually, it's fun. Yeah, yeah, it's actually kind of fun. Players actually like to just have fun, and like, but it's actually I don't know. It's not how I intend the player to play. Well, that's not possible to dictate to the player how they should. Every single one needs to play like this. They just figure things out on their own. So again, there's this like alchemy brew, and you can and it's not. I don't. I haven't really run into any like really good detailed tutorials on it. Within the game itself. I mean, of course, if you have Google, you can find out anything. But you can mix stuff together. And that's cool. Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, so continue on. We got those guys taken care of. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, just gotta chip away at them. Your inventory is full. I always hate when that happens. So, whoa. So one feature that is really pretty cool in this game is be aware be aware that the longer it takes you to be in an area that used to have enemies, that by nighttime their ghosts will haunt the area that uh, where they once were. So so as a result, you'll be like trying to clean up an area where you took out a couple guys, and you need to understand that the spirits of the creatures the monsters you just fought are now going to be in the area you just cleaned up. So you just be aware of that. That's actually I've never seen a game actually do that before. So again, this game had its moments where it actually um, did stuff. You know, it actually okay. Trying to get this item. Found some armor that looks like it may be something better. There we go. Wow, that's a big old gem. Yeah, a big old gem. That's good, something to sell. But the thing is neat too is sometimes you'll be talking. Oh boy. Oh, you'll be talking to somebody and understand the cutscenes are all open ended, meaning the cutscenes are when you talk to somebody, it doesn't go to some other dimension where you're just talking to that person. Meaning, like, if a bunch of monsters are following behind you and you go up and start talking to an NPC, those monsters are still behind you, but they won't attack you. But you'll actually see them fighting the other villagers around you, and it's actually really funny. It's really funny, but yeah, you would think they're like hitting you and stuff, and it's like no, actually they actually stopped targeting you, but they stopped targeting you, but um they stopped targeting you, but they'll start attacking the other villagers around you, and it's didn't you say like if you attack someone in town, like the entire village comes after you, and not just that, but the entire village forever stays locked onto you, meaning that you're now banned from that village, meaning they will attack you on sight. Now, there's now somebody would say, believe it or not, somebody could say someone kind of exposed this, although it's not easy. There was a method to actually beat the game within like 3 minutes. What? How you do that? Well, there's a villain called Gundahar, and he's actually the last boss. Although initially, when you meet him, he's just a messenger, but he actually becomes the end boss. Meaning, basically, he's gonna have you do his dirty work to become the last boss. So, so basically, what ends up happening is there was a method to get him stuck when you like before you initiate the cutscene. There was an area you can be at, and you can shoot arrows at where he is, and he wouldn't be able to really figure out his AI to figure out where you are. So as a result, you know, you could just slowly pick him off, and yeah, you can basically finish the game. That's it's wow, that's some neat stuff right there. Yeah, that's it's neat. And you just died. And then that can happen. This game can be, this game is hard, you know, especially you gotta just get better at getting more armor, weapons, and leveling up and getting the right skills. And it, there was a time, you know, really before like Elder Scrolls and stuff that, you know, like yeah, I see now there's like all just like ghosts right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's from that area I just cleared. So you really in reality you got to clear an area about twice to fully clear that area, which is kind of neat. But the only downside of this game is that actually it is actually physically possible to actually kill everything in the world, and everything will be gone, meaning nothing respawns. Well, that's not good. Well, that's not good. But that makes it. That means that just that there it's a big world as it is. It was a very big and ambitious world when they made this game. So starting to go and started to go down, go into this town here. Carter clan, huh? There's a lot of factions actually. I've never really gotten into it because I never took this game very seriously, and it's here's an hi, I'm Mr. Littlehead. I'm Mr. Moogummy Adams here. I'm here to save your world. He does. He's got in a crash helmet. He's Mr. Crash Helmet here. How's your Providence doing? Uh, um, um, uh, I don't know. What am I doing here, Mr. Tab is here. Mr. Tack is shaka. Commander of the Brotherhood outpost told me that the walls are prepared to attack us. Any new tidings about the rebels? Uh, well, our rebels attacked the tax collectors, but where all the gold goes, no one knows. One of the excavations. There are no gods if such a place exists. And the small children wielding an axe the whole day long. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Farewell. Bye bye. Oh, Frater, what the heck? The graphics are really kind of weird sometimes. It's hard to take it seriously. One point in time, I used to sit and laugh at this game all the time. The old shows, the 2010 shows, I talked about this game a couple times, and it's silly. But some people, of course, some people really hate this game. I mean, they really do. Okay, so, indeed, a small problem. I would show. So this guy actually looks normal. Not this guy. My my guy looks absolutely silly. His eyes are kind of goofy and almost cross-eyed looking. And I like how he's not. You can tell like the characters aren't really making eye contact with you. They're just sort of like looking out into the middle of nowhere. Yeah, yeah. It's Two Worlds is so weird. My name is Jimmy Bojangles. Johnny Bojangles. Johnny Bojangles. How much is my share? Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's tons of content in this game. Tons of RPG content, and quests. It's just you got to deal with the fact that you know character models can be a little weird, especially when they're talking to our NPCs. Literally, to really suspend belief better, it's better if you get your guy a good helmet that covers his face, covers his like cross-eyed look. It used to look a lot worse on the Xbox 360, though. I mean, it's you can kind of see it here, but you need to understand that it's a little better on here, just a little. So, yeah. And we're going to be pretty much heading south. Heading down to the Southlands, huh? Yeah. So, I have to admit, like, there's just some games like you get comfortable with their user interfaces, and then when you start playing a different game, it's kind of like wearing someone else's clothes or something. It's kind of weird. It's just it doesn't feel right. So you just I like also another thing is a lot of times your main character will just like he'll comment about things like say it's raining. It's like he'll say drip drip drop. And like strange. It's just like little comments. Hi, my name's Mr. Pumpkinhead. Hi, my name's Pumpkinhead. My body's even bigger in this scene than the last scene. I'm here to really give you a good sale on pumpkins. Because my head's a pumpkin. I'm a man of my expertise. I'm Mr. Pumpkinhead. I'm Mr. Pumpkin. Are they rebel rumors? They helped us on occasion. Perhaps the washing was not the intent to do so. Tag some gods who were coming on. And farewell. I'll talk to the bartender. Hey, this is the province. Dangerous across the dwarven border. They hang every miracle on their lands. Well, they're really pissed off dwarves. Commentating video games really tires you out, doesn't it? It does, and it's like trying to keep constantly come up with things to talk about. As I get older, it gets harder. It's just with my condition and stuff. It's like, ugh. Sometimes it comes to me, and sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I use a lot. I try to record a lot, and then use that as like backup if I have to. If I'm just too tired. Some of the NPCs, like, look, some of them don't look that bad. Some of them don't look bad. They look normal. But then every once in a while you get a real weird one where his like body is his head looks too small or something. Yeah, that's a big problem with this game. It's just kind of inconsistent. It is really kind of inconsistent. And what's that guy doing? He's just walking around him and stuff. The AI actually, kind of had does its own thing. It's kind of cool, and actually, in a way, I think it has kind of radiant AI. I have actually think I've gone into a dungeon and seen another NPC down there just kind of hunting and doing their own little thing, and it was a very ambitious game. It's kind of like they were going, well, Bethesda's doing this, well, we're gonna do it better. Well, you know, hi, my name's Mr. Big Hood. I have a very big hood, very big hood. Yeah, that's a big hood. And just going through my inventory. Just I think I'm about ready to sell some stuff and probably maybe pick up some arrows and stuff. Oh boy. So you're just looking for all the prices and yeah, looking through like you know, just trying to sell, get a lot of gold and you know, do the thing and the thing, you know. Yeah, do the thing and the thing. That's just what we do on these shows, folks. It's a thing and a thing. So, really, what I should do is sell that art, that leather. But I like that hood on it. So I used to almost ignore the armor and just stick with the hood. I thought the hood actually looked cool, but nah, you gotta get a hood for this, just to yeah, you gotta get a hood just to yeah. You know, I mean, you gotta get the armor just so you have better defense. Although I will be honest, like the character in the your main character in the MP on the PC, I could tell where they tried to improve him quite a bit. There was a point where he looked absolutely weird. I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. This game. I hate to say this, but oh no, you're gonna say it, aren't you? My ADHD can't stand this. I can't stand this like footage of just playing around on the in the inventory screen. Like it's driving me insane. It's like, what am I supposed to say? Like I know it's like there's nothing funny about it. There's nothing funny about it. Like, okay, I'm taking this short sword and I might sell it. Oh, guess he was he. I'm not going to sell it. Ha ha ha. It's so boring. It's so boring. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, and I would fast forward for the footage, but then the commentary won't like match up right. You remember when we were doing Witcher 2 and Witcher 1 and 2? We were doing that when and there was like some menus that the guy we were watching, he was just like we were doing a react of it and it was just so boring cuz the guy would be like at a menu for the longest time trying to level things up and all that and it was so boring. You know, and I remember it was it was the audience, in my opinion, was lucky because at the time, well, why you got the game paused? I don't know why I got the game paused. I don't know. Something was going on at the time. I mean, I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit here, man. It doesn't matter if this matches up or not. We're not really talking about the game right now. We're just trying to get through this, you know. More menus? Oh boy. Frater, you know, the footage is, you know, we only got 10 minutes, you know, left, you know, so. Yeah, we only got like 10 minutes left, and then, you know, I'm not going to use any kind of filler, you know. Well, of course, that doesn't mean this might become filler. And I'll do it too. We don't really have like an audience, so we can kind of get away with it. Oh, stranger. Hi, my name is Crash Helmet Pete. That brotherhood of millions is all over the country, and Thalma is no exception. Wow, Frater, you know, yeah, I know the commentary isn't going to match up with what we're commentating over. Yeah, because we had to skip over this one section. It was like getting too slow, and I don't even know if this is matching up right now, so I don't really care. But you know, you're getting to where pretty yeah, you're gonna be talking to Gundahor, Gundahor, Gundahor. Eh, and that's when really you start doing quests for him, and that's some kind of wild, weird, crazy kind of stuff. More menus. Yeah, I know. So let's see. I think before I talk to him, I'll go ahead and just battle some more stuff and try to, level up a little more. You know. Yeah, right now I was just like playing around with controls and trying to get comfortable with certain things. I was going to do this for like 3 shows, so I was kind of like, try to actually. Sure, you were just using keyboard and mouse. Yeah, yeah, you had to, because this game has no controller functionality for PC. It's not bad with PC as far as using mouse and keyboard. It's just not what I prefer. I just like a controller. I always have. I mean, it's okay if it's like just a mouse game, a game where you just use the mouse and stuff, and it's like, that's not bad. Frater, 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 look out, look out, look out, look out. Yeah, I kind of swung at him. Oh man, oh, here he comes. He's pissed, dude. Yeah, and also, if he hits you, it's like one hit kill. So, see what some people did, and I mentioned it earlier. Is some people do, rock out, is that you can see the explosions right behind me. He's like, "Come back here, come back here right now. You don't swing at me and do that. And I'm coming right around the corner here. Come back here." Wow, he shot me right through the rock. Well, you just keep coming back to that monument. Yeah, exactly. The only problem is you have to watch out because he could end up like permanently targeting you, and that basically means that you're kind of locked out of the game. You can keep screwing around or whatever, but yeah, I think what that guy did is you know what, and also it might have been an early version of the game, because this game is like extremely, extremely glitchy and messed up. So, but basically, what it is you walk over to Gundahor. Yeah, Frater, you keep saying Gundahor, Gun Gundam Whore. Yeah, I keep saying Gundam Whore. I mean, come on, come on. Yeah, and then you're talking to Mr. Gandalf here, and you can buy like potions and different spells and stuff, and and that's the thing is, like if you want to take a shot at somebody, just understand that like the game kind of like auto saves when it does that. So it kind of does. So you could actually screw up your game, and like I've literally had a whole village be angry at me, and it's like there's no way to tell them to please stop trying to kill me. And you'll get resurrected. They'll come right back after you, and it's not like Oblivion and Skyrim where like you know you do that and it's like it's instant forgiveness. So now I'm going back to fighting more orcs. And these guys are fun. This is where you can like level up and stuff. And so Gundahor, he's gone. Gundahor. What's his name? Gundahar. Gundahar. Yeah, Gundahar. We keep calling him Gundahor. And there he is. He's back. I can actually talk to him now. You're not an easy man to follow. It took us months to find you. Hold on. Who are you?
My name's Gandahar. The message you received was from me.
I came to Thomas as a reader. Why are you so cautious?
My masters tell me everything. I'm only a messenger.
That's a weird voice. So your name is Gundahor here. Gundahor. I'm taking we can't make that part of a YouTube title. Yeah, that would be funny. Two worlds in the search for Gundahor. So then he's gonna send you to his masters, but he kind of warns you that they're using you and you're only useful while they need you and that kind of thing. It's kind of like one of those kinds of things. So get to raise some skills, get some strength up. This session's just about over. And then let's see what skills to get up here. You can actually raise swimming. Swimming doesn't even really. Swimming in this game is not very good. It's, it's not much to really raise up. Yeah, it's not. There's not really much to raise up with that skill. So, you can raise like your horse skill, and I'll let you know. This game is sort of renowned for its very bad horse. Okay, the horse in this game, I haven't unlocked it yet. I will unlock the horse. The horse is sort of infamous. There was actually a YouTube video called Jerry the Horse, which was very infamous. You should like include that. I mean, it's very old though. Yeah, it is very old. I mean that video probably goes back to the early days of YouTube. This game's nostalgic to me. It's very nostalgic. It's just a very strange game, though. I mean, it's so getting all that gold and yeah, getting all that gold and and he's starting to head towards like there's a city off in the background there. This game actually did some things where like even Oblivion really could like you can literally you didn't have to go for a loading screen to enter a city. You like in towns and stuff, and you could actually even enter buildings without any kind of like um, separate loading screens like Oblivion, which was very revolutionary. But of course, the cost of it was is that it was very janky and looked terrible. The interiors looked terrible because you didn't have the memory to, you didn't have that extra memory to be able to handle those kinds of things, and so yeah, well, run away, run away. Yeah, just run and gun. Of course, now my guy has a bow now, so that kind of helps. Starting to pick at him with my bow here. Frater, you kind of have like no health. Yeah, it looked like I didn't have any health there. Like I said, there isn't a lot of like risk in there's like pretty much no risk because you can just like resurrect at one of those res stones basically, and that's it. It's fairly easy stuff. Well, pretty much getting to the end of the video here. Well, we'll see you next show, guys, and we'll be doing more of Two Worlds and closing off the year. And then by the last show there will be the season finale. Maybe who knows what we'll play. See you guys.